Hello and welcome into this week's Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Rewind show right here on Racing News Now. As always, I'm your host Garth Allen. Thank you once again for joining me today. If this is your first time catching a Racing News Now video, consider going down below to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. And also, if this is your first time on the new set, welcome. We debuted this weekend. First show, I believe, with this was the ARCA Rewind. So, hopefully you like what you see. Let me know down in the comments if you like the new set, if you don't like the new set, if you have any critiques you might like to see from the set. As you probably noticed, here over my right shoulder to your left is basically what used to be out here in front. Just kind of die-cast highlighting who finished well in this race. And then same thing over here to my left, your right, the little 1/64 scales doing the same thing as well. This week, we had the correct cars to do the top three over here and then 4th through 6th over here. Not necessarily always going to be that way, but that was something a little fun to do for this. So it'll be similar to that most weeks, and then the rest of it's just random stuff that I thought looked cool. So hope you like it. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the new set. So on this week's Cup Rewind, we're looking back at Sunday's 38th annual Pocono 400, 160 laps, 400 miles around the 2.5-mile Pocono Raceway in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. 8 caution flags in this race for a total of 28 laps. Don't let that fool you. This was a pretty boring race, which is fairly typical for a Cup race at Pocono. I honestly can't remember the last entertaining race we had in the Cup Series at Pocono. They're not usually very good. This package didn't really help it. Competition caution at lap number 20. There was a little bit of rain this morning, so just check tire wear and that sort of thing. Lap number 30, the 3 of Austin Dillon got tapped in the rear by the 21 of Paul Menard, which sent him into the outside wall in turn 3, ending Austin Dillon's day. Stage 1 concluded at lap 50. Your Stage 1 winner would be Kyle Larson. First stage win for him since, what was it? Atlanta 2017, I believe, was what the stat was. So it's been a while. Lap 58, the 95 of Matt DiBenedetto spun in turn 2. Lap number 62. The 36 of Matt Tifft spun in turn 2. Lap 70, the 32 of Corey LaJoie got into the wall in the short chute and put down some debris, which warranted a caution. Stage 2 concluded lap 100. Kyle Larson took the Stage 2 victory as well. One caution in the final stage. That was a lap 148 for Ricky Stenhouse. Contact with the wall in turn number 2. That was your final caution for the day. 13 lead changes among 9 drivers in this race. Kyle Busch led the most laps, 79 of them total. Kyle Larson, 35. He was the next closest. Only other driver in double digits laps led was William Byron. He led 25 of them. 4 laps went to Brad Keselowski. 9 laps to Daniel Suarez. 4 laps to Brad Keselowski. 3 laps led by Daniel Hemrick. 2 laps apiece went to Chase Elliott and Clint Bowyer. And 1 lap led by Denny Hamlin. All right, so Kyle Larson won both the stages. Kyle Busch led the most laps. We had your typical cast of characters up front. Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, guys that you would probably expect to be up front at Pocono. So who was it that took the victory today in the Pocono 400? It was the Candyman Kyle Busch. He took his 4th victory of 2019 in the M&M's Hazelnut Toyota after leading 79 laps. As you can see here, Kyle Larson did win both stages, but he's not in the top 10. So he had some issues late. We'll see him a little bit later here on the rundown, but definitely not the finish that he was looking for, as strong of a car as he had. Brad Keselowski came home in 2nd. Eric Jones with a strong run in 3rd. Definitely a good rebound for him after the incident last week in Charlotte that relegated him to a last place finish. Chase Elliott and Clint Bowyer rounded out the top 5. Rest of your top 10 were Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez, William Byron, and Eric Almirola. 11th through 20th, Kurt Busch landed in 11th. Ryan Blaney 12th. Good run for Daniel Hemrick, one of his better runs this season. It's not been the season I think a lot of us expected out of Daniel Hemrick. So good to see him get a fairly good run here in Pocono. Alex Bowman's top 10 streak ends at 4. He lands in the 15th position. Matt DiBenedetto, after his spin in the middle of the race, came home in 17th. Jimmy Johnson, 19th. 21st through 30th, Bubba Wallace came home in 21st. It was announced this weekend at Pocono that Victory Junction would be teaming up with Worldwide Technology to sponsor 16 races on that 43 car. And it was a really cool looking paint scheme too. If you missed out on that, it had a really cool petty blue look to it. So good to see that 43 team getting a good sponsorship deal and something they can keep on the car for a good number of races here. Kevin Harvick had issues late on pit road. He came home in the 22nd position. Kyle Larson, we finally see him here in 26th, not the day he was looking for after those 2-stage victories. Final page, 31st through 37th. Ricky Stenhouse, after his issues late, came home in 32nd. Martin Truex had an engine expire on lap 91. He came home in 35th. And Austin Dillon, shotgun on the field after that accident, in 37th. All right, that's your results from the Pocono 400. So let's head over to the Media Center. We'll see what Kyle Busch and his team had to say after his 4th win of the season.
Just hang on. I think there's a little bit of both. We spend a lot of time during the week together and talking about what we're up against and what everybody's up against. And at the end of the day, we're not racing packages. We're racing other teams and other drivers, and it's our job to beat them. And that was the same with last year's rules, and it's the same with this year's rules. So, it's just a matter of perspective and making sure that he's focused on the right things. But as time goes, that gets easier and easier.
Like last week on the radio when he says, I resign, does that make you laugh or does that make you cringe?
It depends. There's a certain amount of venting of frustrations that helps them, right? That's probably true for all of us. Sliding scale for some people. And you just don't want to see him get to the point where the venting isn't helping relieve the frustration, and then he makes a bad decision. So I remember that incident. I don't remember exactly how I felt at that specific time. But, a lot of times if he can just get it out and then you can refocus him, he's probably better off than keeping it bottled up. So by and large, we've found a way to navigate through that.
I think I passed one car today. That was on the outside of turn 3, and I got a good run through turn 2 and kind of shallowed entry to turn 3 a little bit, and Boyer went to block, so I just shot out to his outside, got alongside of him. I mean, that was it. I don't know if anybody else passed anybody on the racetrack for the lead like that, but if so, then maybe this package is awesome, but that's all I know.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate the package here?
Stop asking me package questions. I'm done answering them. Next.
Okay.
Do you do anything to kind of either motivate yourself or to try to get you in a positive frame of mind for races?
Nope. Am I a positive person?
Occasionally, but
it's rare.
you just go.
I just go, man. I just do what I'm supposed to do. I try to drive as hard as I can, as fast as I can. If there's a car in front of me, I try to pass him. Whichever way I can do that, I try to do it. And if I can't do it, there's days that I'd get ultimately frustrated because I don't feel like my true talents can show on the racetrack because I'm too limited by the air of everything that's kind of going around me that I can't do anything. As a race car driver, when you can't do anything and you can't showcase what your abilities are and how good you should be or you feel like you are, then there's certainly some tense moments and some high frustrations. And today it was going to be that day. Early on in the race, we couldn't really pass. But then there towards the end, I don't know how Boyer got by me. He got a good run off of turn 1, I guess, and got in front of me. But then a couple laps later, I was able to get back by, luckily. So I don't know.
I can't tell whether you're happy or not right now.
Huh?
Are you happy?
Why?
You just won. You won the race.
Yeah, so?
Does winning make you happy? Like, are you leaving here? You're like, yes, yay, everything's great.
Yes. Yay. Okay.
No, I'm just wondering. I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm wondering. I can't tell.
I mean, am I happy? Sure. Yeah. Today was a good day. We did what we were supposed to do. We did our job. We've had fast cars this year and have thrown away too many. So I've left the racetrack way too many times this year, frustrated, And I guess I try not to let the highs be so high and the lows be so low, but I could probably roll somewhere in the middle. So when you win, there's a lot of guys that enjoy it a heck of a lot more and get the high from it. But to me, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's my job. And so today was a successful day, and I look at it like that. And now I'm already looking ahead to next week.
All right, so let's take a look at your playoff grid following Pocono. Not too many changes here. Kyle Busch securely now at the top of the playoff grid with 4 wins. 3-win club still held down by Brad Keselowski and Martin Truex. 2 wins still for Denny Hamlin, then 1 win apiece for Joey Logano and Chase Elliott. A little bit of moving here lower in the playoff grid. Clint Boyer up a spot over Alex Bowman back into the top 10. William Byron up a spot to 14th. Eric Jones back up 2 into a playoff spot in 15th. And Jimmy Johnson dropped 3 after his 19th place finish. He is now back out of a playoff spot in 17th. And then a little bit of moving here at the very bottom here outside the playoffs. Paul Menard up 1 over Ricky Stenhouse, who drops back to 20th. So a little bit of moving around this week, more so with the guys down closer to the bottom of the playoff grid. Definitely some big movers down there. William Byron continues to climb his way back into a playoff position. Jimmy Johnson free-falling this week. And good to see Eric Jones rebounding after his Charlotte troubles back into a playoff position. But that's your playoff grid following the Pocono 400, and I believe that'll do it for us on this Cup Rewind show. We had an ARCA Rewind go up yesterday on Saturday. We had a K&N Rewind go up and an Xfinity Rewind go up today, later than I would have liked to, but the whole YouTube outage this afternoon really put a damper on the schedule of things and really pushed a lot of things back. We ended up having 4 videos go up today pretty well right in a row, with a winner interview with Chase Cabry after he won the K&N race in Memphis, as well as an interview with Riley Herbst talking about his second place finish in the ARCA race on Friday. And then K&N Rewind and Xfinity Rewind followed those, all in very short succession. I do apologize for loading you up on videos there very quickly. Those weren't supposed to go up all together, but they all got kind of backed up together after YouTube went down this afternoon for a while. And then that pushed this back while I was trying to get those sorted out. So it was all a mess today. So I do apologize for that. Not much I could do about it though. So no pole position this week. I'm pretty sure we're just going to scrap that show going forward. View counts were not there. So we're just going to focus on the stuff that does seem to have some support going forward, that being rewind shows and at the track coverage in the form of interviews and that kind of thing. So look forward to more of that. And then, of course, Diecast Review sticking around on Wednesdays as well. We do have a couple other shows we're looking at starting here soon. Not really sure when, so not really going to announce those just yet, but we do have some stuff we're looking at, some stuff that I know you'll think is really cool, but just not sure when exactly we're going to get those started. And it may be closer to the end of summer before some of these get started, more closer to like August or September. So we're talking little ways down the road here for some of this stuff, but we definitely do have some cool stuff in the works for you that I think you'll definitely like. We're right at that 250 subscriber mark. As of the time of this recording, we're at 249 subscribers. I kind of feel like 250 subscribers is a fairly big mark, so I want to do something for it, but I'm not sure what yet. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the comments. I've got a couple of ideas, and when we actually do hit that 250 subscriber mark, I'll probably put a poll out on Twitter to see exactly what you do want to see for a 250 subscriber special. Because I got a couple ideas, just not really sure exactly what I want to do. It's not going to be a giveaway like it was for 100 subscribers. We're going to save that for a bigger milestone, maybe 500, or we may even save a giveaway for like 1,000. I'm not sure. So, but we're looking way down the road for that there. So, But yeah, 250 subscribers coming up here. Let me know if you have any ideas for something you would like to see for a 250 subscriber special. But I think that's all I got for you. So if you haven't done it already, you need to go down below, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. While you're down there, why don't you hit that big thumbs up button if you like the video. It is much appreciated when you do. So with that, this has been the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Rewind Show. I'm Garth Allen for Racing News Now.